You're watching Guude. You're watching Guude. Fighting just to save our lives. Got you laughing every night.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. My stream yet again says it's unstable.
It's very unstable.
It's unstable. It looks fine on my end, but it says that the health of it is unstable. So, what are you gonna do? Gotta see a professional or.
So how about that? Did you watch old Cohen talk yesterday?
I did bits and pieces of it. Sure, I of course didn't watch the entire thing. Again, I think the funniest thing that I found about the whole thing is I watched some Fox News clips yesterday night to see what their take on it all was. And they were basically saying how, how he's vindicating the president based on his responses because he's just proven himself to be a liar, and therefore it's the president, like it's not the president's fault, it's his.
See, what's so funny to me about that is... there's several things that's funny to me about that. Whenever a man comes into court with documents that, I mean, these documents are not falsified.
You mean like calendars?
Oh God, yeah! Look at this calendar, me and Squeak drinking beers,
drinking skis.
Oh God. But I mean, God, those calendars—they had to be fake, right?
Yeah. Who keeps calendars that detailed from their high school age till now? Come on, yes, they absolutely had to be fake. But let's not quabble on that. Though the question is, did Cohen have? I didn't see where he actually presented documents. I heard him talk about people like National Enquirer, saying names of people who confiscated documents, and how National Enquirer had a lot more documents.
Well, like he brought like the check, for example, like the check that's got Donald Trump's signature on it.
Oh, sure. Oh, and that honestly, one of the things that Fox News, the Fox News YouTube clip I was watching about them reviewing that, they were saying, well, you can't stop there, though. Sure, he got a check. Was this the normal way that Donald Trump did business with other associates and with Cohen? What would make this abnormal than anything else? And to an extent, I kind of agree with that. If this was his standard way of doing practice, that he just got personal checks from the Trump estate for all of his normal legal work, it doesn't really prove much. That's accurate.
But it does match the payment that was made.
Yes, it adds up with all the other evidence that has already been presented out there. Sure,
absolutely. That wasn't the only thing he gave Congress, though. He gave more records than just the check. So that's why he kept saying whenever the Republicans were just stuck on the whole rhetoric of you lied once and always a liar. Everything you ever say from now forward is lie.
Yep. You lied once, therefore now you're lying again when you're actually, like, before when you were protecting the president, you weren't really lying, but since you got caught lying, now these are lies.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder how many more people we're going to get to watch. I'd love to watch, like, Donald Jr. before the House.
So one thing that kind of pissed me off on both sides of the party lines about the Cohen interrogation or interview or whatever you want to call it.
The waterboarding of Cohen.
The waterboarding of Cohen was the Republican side was constantly sitting there, basically, like you said, calling him a liar. You've already proven that you've lied. Let's delve into make you more of a liar so that nobody believes anything you say now that you're going against Trump. And the Democratic side was strictly going through, don't really care that you lied before, just tell us all the dirt you possibly can on Donald Trump and not anything else. Like, they weren't going after other things that Cohen has done wrong. It was all specifically only about
there was
Donald
a scope
Trump.
to the hearing.
That was only about Donald Trump?
Yeah. They had a scope. They weren't just like, let's just talk about you, Michael Cohen, and everything.
But it wasn't the scope specifically about Russia, though? With Russian interference?
No.
Oh, well, maybe I didn't understand what the scope of the hearing was then. I thought that the scope was about. I thought there was a scope, but it was more about the Russian interference, which a lot of people didn't even talk about being.
No. And that's why there wasn't like open-ended questions about like Russian interference and that sort of thing, because it didn't match. The
So
scope.
what was it about then?
They also could not talk about things where there were ongoing investigations about, and there's several of those, including
Like the
Russian,
New York stuff,
yeah,
and
yeah. It's getting dark.
So what was the scope then?
I don't remember the exact. I knew yesterday, but I've forgotten since then. Because I remember reading this yesterday when people were asking the same questions that you just asked. I remember someone specifically outlining the scope of what they were allowed to ask. And yeah, so that's you should get into bed.
I'm going to one right now. Okay. I do think it's and there's creepers following me. Hold on. I do think it was crazy that they were trying to insinuate that because Donald Trump has one black lady that works for him, then all of a sudden he's not a racist.
The guy that brought that out, he's a representative from my state. They always seem to be representatives from my state. My state has got the worst.
well, you know your state's a little backwards.
Yeah, it just makes me sad.
The thought process that you have and I have. Though remember I said that there was a lot of people coming out in the comments. It turns out we have a lot of people on the other side of the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, my episode for that finally went out yesterday, and I also got those comments.
Well, one of the people that has been like, and relatively a cordial. So I'm all good with the comments. Nobody's like, yeah, he hasn't come in with the comments and been like completely negating us, telling us we're stupid, but clearly on the other side and thinking that the other side is clearly what the right way is. Commented again, said, now that you realize that all these other people have a different viewpoint of you, and then something about on a poll that was taken to show that most of the country disagrees with your and I's thought process. Are we going to come around to the other side finally? And I was like, what is he talking about?
Some Fox News poll.
Well, was there some random poll that people said that they
don't agree with Guude and
Republican than Democrat? Yeah, this is specifically the poll of do you agree with Jay Sano and Guude or not? I was very confused at that.
Yeah,
I was wondering if
I don't know what that poll is, but it sounds like it was it sounds like a Fox News poll to me.
Sure. So, what was your take on the whole?
It was good. I got really tired of the guy from my state speaking. I wish he would never speak again. I loved how he flipped the fuck out about the whole "I'm not racist," and then immediately afterwards, people started putting out the videos of him saying Obama needs to go back to Kenya.
Oh, did he really? Oh, never mind. I missed that part. But so after I watched that part of it because I listened to a lot of it on NPR, but I was doing other stuff during the day as well. And then when I got home, I turned it on, and I did get to see that part where he, God,
it was like a fucking playground tantrum.
Well, it was, and I kind of understand where he came from with it though, is because the way that Cora, what's her name, Cora.
Her last name's like Tamil, Talim.
Yeah, she's a Michigan representative. Talima. However you pronounce her name. The way she did say it, and I completely agree with what she said.
She didn't call him a racist. She said this action within itself is so a racist action.
Yes, no, and I agree with you, but I can see how the person it was against can insinuate from that she was calling him a racist because she was without calling him a racist. She was calling him a racist.
I mean, yeah,
that was
the intent.
But
she didn't say you're a racist. She just said your actions are racist.
Right. So I understand kind of if
you're racist, you're racist.
If he feels that he's well, I mean, yes, but if he feels that he wasn't a racist and was being called one, because I've been there before. Keep in mind, I do not appreciate people calling me a racist either when I know for God's well I am not one, but because, of the way that they interpreted something that, was done. And yes, I got very offended and wanted to shout it from the rooftops that please don't try to lump me in with, being a racist because I'm absolutely not. So I get it. It's very character demeaning. I didn't know they were coming out with all these videos saying that Obama needed to go back to Kenya and all that stuff afterwards.
Immediately after I did somebody tweeted out.
I do really like the Cummings guy though.
Yeah, he seemed nice. I wish he could have fixed his fucking cough though. My God, I got tired of hearing that cough.
Yeah, he did have a cough, but he's very level headed with the way that he dealt with.
God, he kept rolling his eyes at the guy from North Carolina. It was great.
He did. But he also respected him and listened to him and
God, some of those fucking things they were adding to the record, like tweets and stuff, like what the fuck?
What does that mean? They kept saying unanimously adding to the record. Like, I didn't know in the middle of a hearing you can
Basically, they're asking for any. If there's is there any objections? If there's objections, then it doesn't get added.
What happens with these tweets that get added to the record?
Could
I have just tweeted out and been like, I'm a friend of this guy's and he's always been a racist? Would I have all of a sudden been on TV and gotten added to the record, even though I'm lying?
I mean, I guess it's possible. But no, not really.
But I'm not gonna get in trouble for lying to Congress, right? Because I'm not there. I can say whatever the fuck I want on Twitter, right? Like within boundaries of the First Amendment or whatever, and I guess within that could probably be libel if I was saying something against somebody. But let's say I said something that wasn't true, but it wasn't against somebody, and they decided to add it to the record. Am I now bound by perjury laws?
I mean, just because something's added to the record doesn't mean it's fact. It's just parts of these things are in the case file basically now, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was very strange that all that stuff just randomly kept getting added to the record throughout the whole thing, and it would be either a tweet that was just made or a news article that came out 5 years ago.
Right, yeah, it was. Yeah, so that stuff was pretty special, especially the Vanity Fair articles and stuff. Get out of here.
Yeah, it was, and nobody objected to any of it, did they?
There was one or two. There was a Salon article that got objected to.
It was, very, 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 very interesting hearing. That's for sure. I did want to, when your representative, your best friend, was having his tantrum, he said he made a comment about saying something like, Mr. Chairman, I have black cousins, and not many people know that, but you know that.
Yeah, black nephews.
Or black nephews, is that what he said?
Yeah.
And I really wanted the chairman to come back and say, Mr. Mr. whatever your name is, not many people know, but I'm black. So.
You may not be aware.
Yeah, you may not be aware that I am black. It was just very...
I can't remember his name now. It starts with a W? No. I can't remember his name.
I wanted to say Meadows, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. It is Meadows.
Is it Meadows?
Mm-hmm. Definitely is.
I know, these things are kind of entertaining, which is sad that they shouldn't be entertaining. It just shows how just watching something like, oh my god, the beacon's about to blow. The beacon's about to blow. Holy crap, there's a creeper chasing me around the beacon right now. I fell down in the beacon, and there's a creeper chasing me. Now what is happening? Get out.
I was gonna say something, but you've erased that shit from my memory completely.
About us.
It was about the fucking liar pants on fire fucking poster back there. My god, it's the most childish shit.
I didn't see what you're talking about.
I think it was fucking Meadows brought out a poster and hung it up behind him. One of his aides.
Liar pants on fire?
Yeah. At one point, Cohen Cohen even whenever they had asked him why are you coming out now? And he was like, because the way the country is becoming. He's like, look at this, look how silly this is. This is supposed to be a place where serious discussion happens, and instead we have a poster that says liar pants on fire.
Yeah, it does. Things like this do prove how dysfunctional our government actually is, and it's pretty messed up. People from other countries literally must just they probably haven't stopped laughing since 2016.
Yeah, no, for sure. We are the laughing stock of the world.
And think we at one point were a superpower. Oh, what do you think about the North Korea stuff?
That he just walked out.
Yeah, after claiming, previously that he had come to an agreement with them and that he was, already removing all of his
fucking.
And then he wanted the freaking our own intelligence people fired because they disagreed with his assessment by saying, we're looking, and it does not look like Kim Jong-un has denuclearized himself.
Yeah.
He
No,
wants
he
our
doesn't
people
believe our
fired.
intelligence agency. He believes Putin and China.
But now Un admitted it.
Oh, yeah. No.
So what does that mean?
What do you mean?
So does he now think that Putin is a liar, pants on fire? Or
No, of course not. Putin wouldn't lie to him. What am I gonna say? I don't remember. I don't know. It's pretty good. I like it. Did you see
Wait,
that that he brought Sean Hannity with him?
no?
Yeah, Sean Hannity went to North Korea with the president.
Oh, okay. Sean Hannity? Really? The Fox News reporter?
Yeah, he's not even a reporter.
The Fox News guy?
shock jock. I don't know what I should call him.
Liker? It's. I mean, that makes sense.
Does it?
That's who he brought with him. For Trump, it makes sense. For a normal president, no. Anybody with any really trying to finish and finalize something with North Korea, I mean, this is literally where Trump actually had a chance to shine.
I honestly believe that everyone is playing him. I believe that this was all part of the plan.
It very well could be.
Let's get him here and make him look like a fucking idiot.
But the thing is, he's gotten farther than any other president has, though.
No,
in
has he?
regards to North Korea.
No, he
well,
hasn't.
he had a face-to-face summit.
Anyone could have had that. Anyone could have had that. No
Nobody
one wanted
did.
it because because it's a waste of time. They're trolls.
I mean, well, he definitely has a lot of waste of time. We know that.
Like no other
no,
president
I thought it
was
was-
willing to put America in a position to be that embarrassed.
I mean, I'll be honest though. I'd rather you try.
Not if you know. I mean, we've been in talks with North Korea for every president has, but they know that it's not going anywhere, so they don't go and embarrass the whole nation.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have been that embarrassing though had he said we couldn't come with a deal. He's already come up with a deal. He claims that our intelligence is wrong and wants to believe Putin instead, just to be told by Un specifically that no, basically, yeah, your intelligence was right, and I'm not going to change anything about it.
I like to believe that Hannity went with them just in case too much came out about Cohen that the both of them was out of the country and far away, since they were the Cohen's two clients.
Cohen's two clients.
They were.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was his client. Wasn't he? I missed
Hannity
that,
and
by the way.
Trump are the two clients for Cohen.
I forgot. I did forget that. Oh, look, my stream is now excellent, by the way.
Excellent.
It went from us. It's our discussion. We just make it happy.
Does Fortune work all week?
I have no idea. You a bed? Can you get a fortune hoe?
No.
I don't know. Yeah, you say it like, no, you fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot.
Sorry, man. I don't remember all the details of Minecraft mechanics to know how that works.
All right, hold on. I'm going to the bed.
I'm hoping a creeper doesn't come up behind me and blow me up in this bed. It would suck. No, I am curious to know what is going to happen when the Mueller report is actually released, though. Do you think we're going to see the parts of it that America wants to see?
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? It's
I
gonna
mean,
be
Barr claims he wants to be transparent, but
there's been mixed reviews on Barr.
I don't know enough about that guy to know if he's.
But basically, they've already said that if they only get a summary from Barr, they're gonna request it all. So there is that.
But it doesn't matter. Just because you request it doesn't mean you get it, right?
They could subpoena it, and then yes, they do get it.
I thought it wasn't required to have anything done with it.
No, they could subpoena the records, the report, and they could then they have it, the whole thing.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I have not read any.
They've already said
news
that they
article.
will in fact subpoena it too if they don't receive the full report.
And does it go to Supreme Court?
No,
Who's the subpoena go through?
like the Congress can subpoena, or the House, like the House can subpoena the records basically.
The House can with a majority vote?
Yeah.
Well, it'll clearly get subpoenaed then. Why is there all this discussion that there's a good chance that they're not going to see it?
I don't know.
If all they need is a majority vote, they have the Democratic votes that are going to want to subpoena it. I think there's something that's missing.
There's lots that's missing.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's as easy as you're saying it is.
It is
for them
though. I promise. Don't worry, Jeff.
you promised me,
this.
Guude.
We got this. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I'm right though.
I'd like you to think about this for a moment and have your brain weigh in on accuracy of that statement, because I'd like you to be right, but I don't understand why I haven't read just a very cut and dry article that says this can happen and therefore they will end up getting
Well,
it.
see, that's
I've
where I'm
never
getting my
seen it say
information
that.
from. Is an article saying that if it's not submitted, they're just going to subpoena it, and they've already said that they were gonna, and that was that. And I felt
But it
real
just
good
goes.
after I read that.
Yeah, and I've never seen anything like that before. That's why I'm confused.
The problem
And I've
with
seen
all of this
everything.
is there's so
everything
much,
ever.
right. Well, I mean, that's what I was about to say. The problem with all of this is there's so much information every day that sometimes I do question my own, like, what have I read, because I can't keep track of it all. Oh, damn.
Okay, I need to calm down with this pick because getting close to the end here.
Going ham.
And there's like creepers all around me. They're just hiding. How close to death are you with your pick?
Not. Jesus.
Nah, okay.
But I'm not digging currently. I'm planting wheat.
Well, maybe I'm going to come steal your pick with you and head toward the nether.
Mine does
Okay.
not have a mending.
Oh.
I've been using a non-mending pick.
I see.
So I told you about the dates that I'd gone on recently, but I didn't tell you about one. There's one that
Has it been 5 and 5 now?
No. She had to go to the doctor today, so we didn't hang out today. But
Is it the herpes?
no, it's AIDS. No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
No, she said to get some blood work done. But no, this other person that before I met the person that I've been going on frequent dates with, I went on one date with another person that was like super Trump supporter, and normally I ask these questions beforehand, but like it was like the date got set up pretty damn
They're
quick.
not as important as the squirter question.
I didn't know anything about this. I did not know if she was a squirter. I didn't know. There was lots of things I didn't know about this person. So that they just goes to show you really need to get the Trump supporting, like all this stuff out of the way ahead of time. She's Catholic too, and like said that was like super important to her, and like that I'd have to go to like Catholic church with her twice a week and all this stuff. There was so many things that this was never going to work. It was never going to work. But yeah, she started going on about the damn wall like right as the meal came, and it was really unfortunate because I couldn't just leave. That, and she really rammed on AOC a lot, and I was like, what exactly do you even have against this? What does anyone have against this woman? Like, I don't understand why everyone's so fixated on this woman. But
OC?
what the fuck's her?
Oh, the Cortez.
Yeah, I can't remember her first name right now. What is her first name?
The chick with the feet, was she the one that they superimposed?
The chick with the
pictures of her
feet
or something?
She's got feet, everybody.
She's got feet. That means she has legs.
The chick with the feet.
But that was it, right? The one where they like photoshopped pictures of her feet on a porn star or something like, or in some foot fetish site or something like that.
Did they?
I thought that was her. Maybe it wasn't her, but I thought that was her.
I don't mind church, actually. For those that are saying that the person can't go to church, I don't care if you go to. You can be religious. Like Crystal was a Christian. It doesn't bother me. But if you're trying to force it on me as well, then that's a problem.
What do you think about forcing it on the children?
That's a problem too. I think that children should be of an age whenever they. I don't like the indoctrination of a child.
So you like them to be of an age to make their own decision on it.
Right. Which is interesting because by my divorce agreement, we have to agree on these sort of things like religion, school, all the sort of things. And if we can't, then the court gets to decide. And I found out the other day that for 2 months now she's been taking her to church, and so that puts her in contempt of court technically. And I haven't decided if I should do something about that. But I did have a long talk with my daughter about like logical fallacies, basically. And I was like, you just need to be really smart about what you believe and what you don't. And you know, once you're of an age that you're old enough that you can have critical thinking, then you should make up your own mind. So just take everything they tell you with a grain of salt.
It's kind of funny. My parents were not religious, not very religious. I don't know what they actually believe in, but not super religious people. When I got into high school, started going to church, maybe late middle school, with some of my friends because I kind of enjoyed it. And then when I was like late into my high school years, I realized that I was not religious, that I did not believe in God, but I still went to like youth group and Sunday school because I still enjoyed it, and I still went on mission trips because I liked helping people, even though I wasn't religious.
Like when we were married, I tried to get Crystal to join a church, just for the community aspect of it. Like the church we always did the like trunk or treating at. I thought it would be cool to have like the community aspect for our daughter to hang out with the kids, but I didn't want to push like, you're going to hell if you don't believe this and that. Like for my daughter to talk to me, suddenly start talking to me about hell, I was just like, whoa, what?
You're like, whoa. Yeah, that's and it's and so I think it's interesting because I did make my choice when I was older to go, then to still not believe, but still to continue going because of the community, the helpful aspect of it. Like, so church has a lot of positive, can have a lot of positive things, whether you're religious or not. Could also have some very negative things. I've seen some people get really fucked up because of the church.
Right.
So, you know,
it depends.
Take that
really.
as well.
Yeah, I'm not anti-church. I just feel like for kids, I think it's a risky thing because you're trying to teach them, you're indoctrinating them basically is what you really are doing, and I'm not a big fan of trying to fool someone into a lifetime of commitment into something, and using fear tactics like hell to make it a thing that's important to them.
Yeah, I will say also, maybe this is from an atheist perspective, an atheist viewpoint. When I do, like you're talking about this woman who said that you guys had to go to church like twice a week or whatever. I don't understand, even for religious people, why? Like, what is... I still don't get why.
I mean, if it's just about...
I believe and I'm religious, and therefore you would also have to go with me twice a week because that's just the way it is. That's how we worship.
I thought you meant, like, why do they do it? I was like, well...
I also wonder why they do it, but I think that just becomes, like... There's things that I do multiple times a week, you know. Sit down and watch YouTube videos. A lot of people be like, you're just wasting your time, and they're probably right, you know?
Right.
People can do whatever makes them happy, but why you would have to force somebody? I can kind of imagine them saying religion is important enough to me that I want you to be a religious person, but why do you all of a sudden have to like partake all of the religious things that you do at the like? Why do you have to all do it all together?
Right. I mean, I guess I can understand. I mean, okay, so I guess it makes sense to me to some degree because if you believe heavily in this and you feel like, you know, because I do this you know, I've given my life to God and and when I die I'm going to go to heaven and all this other stuff. You probably want your husband or significant other to also join you in heaven one day, and so you're not going to want to be with someone who's on their path to hell, sort of thing.
Okay, but that's okay. I guess that is. You really have to take it from a non-atheist perspective because that goes beyond my understanding, quote unquote, because I don't believe that there's a hell that I'm going to go to be separated from you.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I believe.
So.
I'm not saying I subscribe to
Right.
this. I'm just saying this is probably the like thought process that it goes into this.
Yeah, no, I get it. That makes sense. But it's like, would you ever not be with somebody? Well, there's apparently reasons that you wouldn't be with somebody, like the Santa Claus thing, like, and all that. But would you not be with somebody because they refuse to go to Disney World with you and your daughter? Oh.
I would think very badly of them. I don't know if it goes as far as I refuse to be with them, but I would question what the fuck's wrong with them.
I mean, maybe they just don't enjoy some things that Disney stood for in the past. You know,
I don't want to be with that person.
Well, but it's like, you know, my wife is still very, very, very anti-Walmart. Even though Walmart's probably changed a lot of the reasons why she was anti them in the first place with their child labor issues and the glass ceiling and all that stuff from years ago. It's been put in the headline so much now. They can't be as bad as they used to be, right? Because otherwise they wouldn't be an existing company anymore. But she still boycotts them because of how terrible of a corporation they are for that stuff in the past. So Disney, you don't agree with the stuff that he did, but he was very well known to be like a racist and all that stuff, right?
Right. 64%.
So it doesn't mean you agree with it because you enjoy Disney, but maybe that was too. You know, I'm not divorcing my wife because she refuses to shop at Walmart. She tells me I'm not allowed to shop at Walmart. And I tell her, that's screw you. If I want to get something from Walmart, I will. Like, sorry about it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And she has to understand. She understands that about me as well. Like, you know, she might tell me that she would divorce me if I went and shopped at Walmart, but I've clearly shopped at Walmart multiple times and let her know, and she gets mad, but then she's over it, whatever.
Right. It does appear that Fortune works on seeds.
Are you getting like
twice as many?
Like 3 to 6 per?
When I did one of these pads, I got 64 plus 6. So I got 70 seeds, and then I did a pad without it. I got 34 seeds.
Oh, okay. So seems to be pretty significant. So we might not have that big of an issue with seeds then, right?
Yeah.
Except for, you're using a not mending, right?
Yeah, I'm just using a regular non-mending pick.
How many squares do we have in this farm?
I'm not certain that it's doing durability to the pick. Let's see if it is. 1131. It's not.
Oh, well then, let's find other loopholes. Pigman Farm is not working as fast as it once upon a time did. Can you imagine if somebody hadn't built this farm?
What?
The Pigman Farm.
Oh, the Pigman Farm. I was like...
Can you imagine our life, Guude, if somebody hadn't built the farm we're building right now?
I know, I was so confused by what you just said. I was like, I don't understand anything you're saying to me right now. Can you imagine if you'd ever built the first farm so that we didn't have to do this?
Can you imagine right now how difficult it would be to play on the server, Guude, if you never started Minecraft?
Can you imagine?
Be on here all alone. There wouldn't even be you and I. It'd just be me somehow on the server.
Can you imagine how hard it'd be to play Minecraft if Notch never made it?
You know what's so about Minecraft too is I played Minecraft and thought it was okay, got bored with it, put it down for like a month, and then I think it came across in like YouTube that somebody was talking about it again, so I started watching some people's videos, and that's where I came across like your videos and stuff, and that's why I started playing it again, was because I was so bored with it, and I was like, hey, maybe actually playing it and recording it might make it a little bit more interesting, because I was like bored and had nothing else to do. Who knew that would turn into this many years and like this many opportunities that I've gotten from playing the
Yeah,
video
it's
game.
pretty crazy. I mean, shit, I only started doing this because I was watching Treme and the John Goodman did vlogs for YouTube in the show, and I was like, I could do vlogs.
But you were like, I don't want to do a regular vlog.
Yeah, no, instead I want to play a game while I do a vlog, basically, is what I decided. And it was Minecraft. But anyways, we are out of time, so we're gonna end it here.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.